Hey guys, what is up? This is Max DSME once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time is going to be on Good Fortune. Now, Good Fortune is directed by and stars Aziz Ansari. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. And it also stars Seth Rogen as a rich, wealthy man, while Aziz plays a very poor man who's struggling a lot with his finances. And Keanu Reeves plays their guardian angel, Gabriel. And from there, because, Aziz is struggling a lot with his life, Gabriel decides that maybe, he should see what it would be like if his rich friend, played by Seth Rogen, and him switch places. And when that does happen, he is having a much better life while Seth Rogen is struggling a lot, showing exactly what will happen if these two exactly did switch lives. And, well, it's a premise that's been done many times before. The only difference is, it has Keanu Reeves. And anything you put that guy in, whether it be good or bad, is bound to get some people's attention. Though I do not think this movie's going to make nearly as much as The Black Phone 2. But I hope people go out and see this one anyway, because I had a really good time watching this movie. I really wanted to try squeezing in some non-horror movies that were coming out despite the fact that it's October. And my main focus has been on horror movies, but I still need to see new modern films that aren't a horror. Like, I really want to see Roofman as well. I can't guarantee that I'm going to see that one, but I'm going to try my best to squeeze that in, hopefully in the next couple of days or so. But with Good Fortune, what I really appreciated the most about this movie was just how relatable the film can be. And even though it's a premise that has been done many times and has been done a little bit better, I really appreciate the fact that for a modern film, this is a film that I feel like anybody nowadays with struggles in life financially, whether you're homeless or you have a home, it's just you have a hard time paying your rent. Because, we did have another comedy that came out earlier this year called, One of Them Days, which I saw. I thought it was hilarious, which was very relatable when it came to the premise that movie was going for. I definitely feel like that's the better film. I'm not really going to compare it too much to this film because they are different films, but I can generally say that I still had myself a really fun time. Seth Rogen, Keanu Reeves, Aziz, they're all really good in the movie. And speaking of which, Keke Palmer's also in the film, who was also in One of Them Days. Yeah, she's really good in the movie too, even though sometimes I kind of forget she's in the movie because she isn't on screen that much. And when she is, she's really good. I also kind of like the fact that, when it comes to, these two struggling, it starts off focusing on Aziz, but when it comes to, him living Seth Rogen's life, it focuses a lot more on Seth Rogen. So it's like, like Aziz is the main character, then Seth Rogen. So yeah, I kind of like that aspect, the fact that, we see both of these characters in different perspectives on how things are going with their lives being swapped. And I think it's done pretty well. I will say the pacing in the beginning is a little bit but it definitely gets better when we are fully introduced to Gabriel. And that's when the movie definitely starts picking up, and that's when what goes on throughout the movie in terms of these two struggling, or at least Seth Rogen starting to struggle, because, the only way for things to go back to normal is if Aziz commits to it in a very complicated way. But hey, I do like the fact that, things get more complicated in order for things to get back to normal. And yeah, I definitely see where the movie was going for in terms of its premise. And again, I think it works pretty well, even though it is very simple, very basic. But I say that, I've said that so many times when I do review modern films, that they don't really do anything new. But sometimes they don't always have to be. They just need to be entertaining enough. And I definitely think this movie was entertaining enough. It's not too long, and when it comes to its humor, most of it lands pretty well. There are some jokes that were kind of off, but hey, regardless, I found myself chuckling here and there and appreciated what it was going for. It's not R-rated for raunchy, sexual humor or anything like that, and that's something that I appreciate for. That's usually the best type of comedy film, in my opinion, unless, the raunchiness is necessary. I will also say, while the way it ended was fine, I was left a little bit confused with one character. Like, I don't know, I kind of wanted a little bit more out of it. And the movie's only an hour and 38 minutes, so they could have had, like, I don't know, 5 more minutes. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed the film. For what it was trying to do, the way its message was brought out, it's honestly quite relatable, and I feel like most people that are struggling can relate to. And it also shows that, you know, while most people will struggle in life, that doesn't mean that their lives are over. Like, it definitely encourages, you know, people to want to, like, keep going on and try making better decisions in their life, being able to, you know, reach their goals. Yeah, it's something that, you know, anybody can relate to. And many movies have done that, but I feel like in this day and age, this is the type of movie that I feel like, you know, needs to be seen at least once. And I know it's probably not going to do that well in the theater, but when it does come on streaming, many people, I feel like, will watch it. But yeah. Also, I'm not going to spoil anything here, but Seth Rogen, towards the end of the movie, says something that had me go like, yes, 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 yes. That's why I feel like more people need to watch this, at least for the last part that Seth Rogen is in. I was all like, yes, this is a good message. I really like what they were going for here. So I definitely feel like it's worthy of praise just for that alone. If you've seen the movie, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But in the end, guys, Good Fortune was a pretty good time. Its premise is very simple, but I feel like it still manages to be something we can relate to. The humor, it's there. I did chuckle once in a while during the humor. It didn't always work for me. The pace in the beginning is a little bit off, but it definitely starts picking back up. I kind of wish the ending was a little bit lengthier, but nonetheless, for the most part, Good Fortune definitely is a good time, if not slightly better than that. I feel like this is one of those films that I had to check out because, wow, the way the movie spoke, yeah, I definitely felt where it was going for because, yeah, I feel like most people can relate, especially in this day and age. But, yeah, I recommend giving it a watch, even though it's, like I mentioned before, it's probably not going to do so well, but yeah, that's a shame because new movies, whether it be based off something or not, any movie needs to be supported on the big screen at least before they go to streaming. And, yeah, I better get out of here. It is almost 10 o'clock and I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe Blue Sky. Links in the description. And I'll see you guys later.